We are Last Call Legend, your favorite cover band's favorite cover band.
We talk about mental health with people who work in the music industry.
Our goal is to help artists overcome the inner challenges of being a creator.
If you know someone who might enjoy these talks, we'd love if you shared our podcast with them.
Just a little relaxation.
See, what they don't tell you about life on the road is sometimes in an effort to save a little bit of money, you got to get the room with one bed.
Hey, 3 kings and a queen.
That's what I'm talking about. King of Queens. I feel like Kevin James over here.
Hey, but we got none other than Cam Bam. Thank you, ma'am. Legendary drummer extraordinaire.
Oh, stop.
Head of HR.
Yeah, that's it.
Need we say
Need
more?
we say more?
Come
I'll
on.
keep going.
He's an expert in conflict management.
He's got his associate's degree in conflict management.
He has very strong interpersonal skills.
He studied at McDonald University.
Yep.
He studied under the tutelage of Ronald McDonald himself.
He was flipping burgers.
He went to clown college. He studied with Bozo. He was part of the Ringling Brothers and little known the Ringling Sisters. And hey, where are we at, boys? We're in Crothersville.
We're in Crothersville, baby.
Austin, Crothersville,
Austin,
with my
Crothersville.
Brothersville.
We are here for the Kentucky Derby.
Right off of 65.
Right off of 65. You know where it's at.
Here's what I didn't know is like we're playing in Louisville for the Kentucky Derby, and the Kentucky Derby's like 60 miles away from Louisville. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I haven't seen a single horse yet.
No.
I've seen people in hats, though.
People wear hats all year long.
Dude, last night...
People were dressed to the nines last night.
last
People were
night...
dressed to the tens.
People were weird last night, though.
Yeah.
Dude, people are always weird to us.
Something in those mint juleps.
Yeah, the mint julep. I didn't get a mint julep, but
No.
I'm not allowed to.
Not a big bourbon guy.
Not
Oh,
after
it's bourbon?
Not
a
after
big
the
bourbon
last
guy.
time. So what is it? Bourbon and mint and like
Think so.
lemonade
What the hell is
or something?
What's a julep?
Man, I don't know. You know who drank a lot of those, dude? Teddy Roosevelt.
Mint juleps?
He got a lot done.
He sure did.
Is
dude.
he from Kentucky?
He might be.
I don't
Don't
know.
quote me on
I don't
that.
know.
Sounds
he
right.
might be.
That's a maybe. You're going to have to look on wikipedia.com yourself.
Drop it in the comments, dude.
Hey, comment below. Where's Teddy Roosevelt from? Or where do you think he's from?
Oh, we got people commenting already.
South Dakota, maybe? Maybe
Oh,
one of the Dakotas?
chat?
I don't know.
They're
Where's
already
Teddy from? Let's see if we got any.
They're already
Teddy Roosevelt.
hashing
Oh,
it
no,
up
we
in the
can't-
comment section.
We can't
If you know
derail
where
him.
Teddy Roosevelt is from, please leave a comment below.
This is what he does now when it goes live. Is he just goes
Hey, listen,
and
I'm
watches
an-
people join it.
I'm an entertainer, dude. I
Give
give
the people what they
I
want.
give the people what they want.
Where do you
know?
get these pants from?
Suits 2020.
Hey,
Dude, Suits
You ever been there?
2020? No,
That's a
where's
spot.
that at?
Caldwell?
It ain't in Crothersville.
Caldwell?
I could tell you
we
that
gotta take
much.
a boys
Somewhere
trip.
outside
Every time I
Chicago.
see these pants, I know it's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna be a
Suits
good day.
2020,
Dude, I live in these
dude.
things.
I feel like I'm about
These are
to
my
hit.
derby pants.
Did you get the full suit or did you just get the pants?
Just the pants.
Okay.
Yeah, just the pants.
Did they sell the full suit?
No, I wish. If they had the
Oh my
jacket, I would have
God.
gotten
Yeah,
that too.
yeah,
I would have
yeah,
gotten the
yeah.
That would
jacket
go
too.
so hard.
Dude.
It makes me want to hit the links. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to
Yeah.
get my clubs out. And
Yeah.
just do the back nine. Club boys. Smoke a couple of stogies with my boys.
couple of
Have a
juleps.
couple of
Yeah,
juleps.
dude, have a couple of
Toss a couple of
juleps.
juleps back.
Come on,
you know.
man.
Maybe do a couple toots, you know, but
Yeah.
that's it. Like, you know.
Besides that, he's sober.
Besides that, I'm sober. And if anybody's got a couple doinks, I'll smoke them. But, you know,
But besides that, he's sober.
I'm sober, you know.
There we go.
I don't drink unless it's a julep at the Derby. And hey,
Yeah.
Gone off
Hey.
the juleps.
We got to hit the Days in Jacuzzi rooms,
Yeah.
dude. I'm kind of mad we didn't book that, man.
We pull into the hotel and the sign out front just says free.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Free
hey,
what?
why we been paying for hotels if this one's free?
Exactly. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you about the Econo Lodge.
She's coming to
dude.
check on us again.
Yeah, she's gonna come.
The service here is great.
The service here
They
is
knock on the
great.
door every 5
service
minutes.
here at the Econo Lodge.
They even came in.
Incredible.
They even came in the
They
room.
walked in the room.
They just walked in.
She winked at me. I think they thought we were shooting a porno with the setup, but hey, 3 kings and a queen. You don't see that every day.
Hey,
You know?
when in Crothersville, you know,
dude. Yeah,
the ballers got a ball, dude.
on that Kevin James type beat.
Bro, Kim, how you been? You've been working a lot.
I've been working a lot.
Also, you work like a regular job too.
I do, unfortunately.
Don't you
Gotta
play
pay the
like
bills
4
somehow.
times a week?
I try to.
Kim, I
don't
have
know.
a suggestion.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay the bills. That's also a suggestion.
Yeah, you don't have to pay the bills. No, I work at Northwestern. Administrator for the research department for the university.
Wow, he's an administrator.
Wow. That's a big title, dude.
Pretty
Pretty serious.
laid back job.
Pretty slow.
It's pretty slow.
How
I mean,
how many times you got to go in the office?
3 days in, 2 days out. Some home Fridays. So when I'm working my night shift till 3 in the morning on Thursdays
With the boys.
it's nice
With
to
the
just
boys.
roll
With
out
none
of
other-
bed and yeah.
Now here's the thing. You got a lot on your plate. Where's the mental health at? Is it just work? You just work your way out of the mental illness?
You know, I don't always like think about that stuff or talk about it, but lately it's been like a lot. You know, it kind of gets to you sometimes.
You work more than anybody I know. As
I
a
mean,
musician,
All you do is work.
you work as a musician more than most musicians who are full-time musicians, and you have a full-time job. And you find your way into Crothersville still.
I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be than Crothersville.
You made it to Crothersville.
Doing what I love with who I love. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Come on,
come
bro.
on,
Come on.
man. Are you kidding me?
No, but like, yeah, don't always like think about it or talk about it. But sometimes I'll just sit back. I'm like, dang, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets to you sometimes.
Just burnt out a little bit or what?
Yeah, I don't really even know if I know what like burnout feels like because I haven't had like a full on burnout. But like some days I'll just like sit back. I'm like, wow, I'm tired. Like I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's what I do. It's what you do. So like,
You just keep going.
You just keep the wheels in
I don't
motion.
know.
I feel like one of the things like me and Ev have been talking about lately is when you do agree to do the things even if you love them, they're always going to be a little bit harder
yeah.
than you think. Like going on the road is a little more challenging than you may thinking about going into it and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
But you also, I will say, have kind of an incredible memory for song forms, and like even our show, which we've never rehearsed, we kind of built at the show, and you were able to just like remember what we did last time.
Trial by fire. Dude, you screw up, you learn the hard way. The best practice is live performance.
For sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why you're so fucking good, dude. Because you don't even have time to practice at home. You're always at the gig.
Exactly. You're always playing.
Do you practice at home? Like,
That's one thing I wish I had more time to do. Like, then I'm like practicing for shows so much and like playing shows. Like, I don't have time to like work on and practice stuff like I want to do. So that's been like a continuing like resolution for this year. Has been like practicing more stuff. Like, I don't always
Paradiddles.
get to play. Yeah, paradiddles.
Paradiddle diddle.
Paradiddle diddles. Paradiddle diddle diddles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. I've been
The
trying
good
to get
stuff,
to
the
that
good
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
But like hearing stuff like, oh, this song is cool, I want to learn this. Like I don't have this time to like sit down and do that because I'm never gonna play it out. Like
Yeah.
I'm never gonna play a Rush song out anywhere.
Yeah.
So like I don't get to
I think that's like the
Because
Jeff.
I'll never be able to learn it.
because on that
Yeah,
literally,
exactly.
literally, yeah.
That's like the Jeff Berlin philosophy, though. Is he's like just like go super hard in the practice room because like you're never gonna play the stuff that you're practicing,
Yeah.
but it'll like by osmosis, it'll like enter your playing. You know.
Yeah, there's stuff that translates for sure. Like learning anything, memorizing stuff, like anything you're kind of training your brain to do, like
Yeah.
that stuff just translates.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like I get so bored of my licks, but I'm not learning any more licks. So like I gotta like forgive myself to an extent, you know?
I feel like one thing that happens with me is I rely on licks when I'm not in my best headspace, but when I'm like in the musical zone, my ear will guide me and I'll do things that I've never practiced.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, that's why resting and stuff is so important, because if you're in a really good clear mental space, you have access to the zeitgeist, you know?
Yes.
Sometimes the best like practices or shows I've had with bands have been after taking like a 3-week off break or like a month break. And then you come back and do the same thing over and it just feels so much better.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like space is really good too.
Yeah. Although that's the thing about like space is like I feel like I'm playing no matter what, you know? Sometimes I look at my calendar and I'm just
Yeah.
like kind of get a little bit overwhelmed
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, I'm booked. Like I'm not gonna like I can't take a day off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't call out
Mm-hmm.
in this profession.
Totally.
It's
Especially,
unforgiven.
like, it is unforgiven. And like a 3-piece, like, there's
Right.
no room to
3
like,
of them.
Yeah. Like, people can't swap in a 4-hour set with like somebody.
Yeah.
Not unless you're in Nashville, you know?
Yeah.
But I will say one thing that's challenging for me is if I have too much time off, I'll forget the lyrics. You know, like it helps me to like there's like some consistency that I need and some like there's too much
Yeah.
for sure. And set length I think has a lot to do with that. Like I could do 2-hour sets every day of the week, but 4-hour sets are
4
limited.
Yeah. 4 is different than the first time I did that with you guys. I mean, that was different than anything I'd ever done. Like 4 hours
Yeah.
straight through is nuts. Yeah. It's pretty. I used to think when I like started kind of playing out more, I used to think that like an hour and a half was like a long set. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, and then I got to doing 4 hours like these. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You have to like pace yourself. You have to like, yeah.
Well, people will play in your face and like smile and be like, well, you're working. But on the other side of that coin, like the 4 hours does breed some like dogs. You know?
I feel like it's been the hardest thing ever, but I've grown so fast in the last 8 months. Like, soon as we started doing the 4-hour sets, I was like, I level. Even like with my voice, I'm always worried about getting nodes, which I probably have, but I still am better at singing than I was 8 months ago. So
You're
like,
just doing it so much, yeah.
and one thing too is with like if you're doing the same songs, each time you do the song, it gets easier and it wears on you less.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can really be tired and working with a lot less, but the muscle memory kind of kicks in. And
Yeah. Yep.
so the 4-hour sets have gotten a lot easier over the course. When I first started doing them, it was like I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Struggling. Yeah.
Like 2 hours in,
struggling.
I'd be like, "There's no way I'm making it through this," and then we do it 2 more days.
20 minutes
Yeah.
in, I gotta pee.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
long.
yeah. What sucks about it is the only option you have that's like healthy is just to like find creative ways to phone it in. Mm-hmm. And it's
And power through.
I
yeah.
feel like the people need more than that though, because like you can see like you'll see bands playing and you'll see like musicians playing, but you won't see a show.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's why we do the jokes and all that stuff, to just keep each other in the game. And like when you do funny stuff on the pad and like do a funny like quote lick or something, just to keep your boys in the game, because the audience is there usually for the first time seeing the show, but we've done it 100 times. So we're doing little things to like not tune out.
Yeah. To keep it different. At the end of the day, you're there to entertain people.
Yeah.
So as long as
Yeah.
people are like messing with it up front, That's all that matters.
Yeah. I think if the room is not giving, then you gotta find it. And that's what the beauty of the 4-hour sets with empty rooms is like you have
Yeah.
to find the inner light. It's some Jesus Christ type.
And having like groups of like 10, 15 people that come in and out, I feel like is such a different dynamic than playing to like a packed room
Right.
full of people.
Yeah.
Because you gotta like figure out what that 15-person sense of humor and demographic is gonna
You gotta find out what they hate, and you really gotta double down on it.
Yeah,
double down on it.
exactly.
be. You really gotta piss them off.
Yeah, until they turn on you, you know?
And then they leave.
And then you know it's a good night.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes they just don't leave. They just get more upset. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you're babysitting, like, request people. It's like, come on,
Rage
man.
bait.
Like,
Yeah.
Let me have a good night. I deserve this.
I don't come to your accounting job and I'm like, show me the 1099 for
Exactly.
2016. Like, no, we don't do that to us. Like, we're
No.
people.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I say I don't know it once, that should be enough.
Exactly. I don't show up to the pediatrics office and go like, let me see the flu vaccine. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on, I'll give you $20.
They're trying to put us in the 3-piece suit.
Dude, they want to see a couple. Hey, I'm sorry. We do need to say a word from our sponsors. We used to drink Smart Water because we're intellectuals, obviously, and we've switched over to Gorilla Mind because it's guerrilla warfare out there. The people they want us in the 3-piece suit, and we're just apes, you know. We're just psychedelic super apes we're getting stuck in traffic. That's not where a psychedelic super ape belongs, you know.
Right.
This guy's walking around in his Last Call Legend tank top. It's not warm out.
It's cold.
It's
dude.
cold,
It's
man.
guerrilla marketing. Is
It's
what
cold
it
in
is.
these
It's so cold. His
streets,
nipples
man.
were so hard he could cut glass with them.
Exactly. And I did.
And he did, dude. And we broke bread. And it's Autism Awareness Month, so be aware.
And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so
Yeah.
also
Conflict of interest.
Take
be
care
aware
of what's
be
up here.
aware.
Be aware. Oh,
Be aware of
this is
what's
a
up here.
This is a podcast about mental health.
Oh, I forgot.
Crazy.
That's
Autism
crazy.
awareness is setting in. I'm getting it.
Now we're live.
Hey,
But-
hey, chat. What's going on?
Have you been cooking up new schemes for figuring out your mental health?
Me,
Both of you.
Cam, you can
Cooking
start
up
this.
schemes for my mental health. That's something I have to do more, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think about it enough. I don't talk about it enough.
You're just ignoring it until it
I'm just kind of
Becomes
ignoring it
overwhelming.
until, yeah.
So that's it. Pro tip from Cam. You could just ignore your mental health.
You can
and-
just ignore it. Yeah, and it won't bother you. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But no, I'll like, I mean, it's funny because like drumming is like work, but also what I love to do. I would say it's what I love to do first before work. I mean, that's kind of what everybody says, but like when you're doing what you love for work, it's weird to like think about when people say, "Oh, what do you do to like get away from work?" But when it's what you love to do, it's like a weird crossover where like sometimes it can get tiring, sometimes it can get a lot. So you do have to find like kind of a secondary thing to like get away from that when it is your job too.
Totally.
So like, I don't know.
That's why I go fishing.
Hey,
I've never seen this man with a rod in my life. He's fishing for compliments. He's showing his muscles off. He's walking around in the muscle tee.
Come on, man. I mean, I didn't make the uniform.
God did. Well, I mean, I guess what I'm hearing you say, and I will say, I've always thought that about you, that like you just love to play, and that's why
I haven't figured it out yet.
You don't
like I'm
like-
kind of new to like being, I won't say professional, but like playing out constantly, like making sort of a living off of it. So like trying to find the balance between what I love and work and how that kind of plays together is like something I have not figured out yet.
Yeah, I guess like at some point in time you need to reflection is maybe what you're finding yourself needing so that you can see where you're really at to keep it sustainable.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something you kind of have to teach yourself and
Yeah, because everybody's different. Like me and Ev were talking about this on the way there. Ev's been in the game for so long, and I've learned so much from him. Because he keeps it simple, you know. And at first, for me, I had the tendency to overcomplicate shit. Like, oh, I need this on the road, and I need this to sing, and I need, and then you kind of set yourself up for failure because you're bound to forget things, and you need to be flexible and simple. And
Yeah.
but Evan needs different things than I do, you know, and he knows that.
Everybody does, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need a gorilla mind,
He just needs a gorilla mind,
and I gotta go fishing.
he brings his rod everywhere he goes.
Exactly. No, that's part of the mental health thing too. Is like you gotta just drink a gorilla mind. No, but like honestly, I would suggest to a lot of people like maintain the hobby. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, I want to be a rock star. But like, you lose so much love for the game when you start to do it professionally.
Yeah.
Like, you just gain so much resentment. You're like, oh, I don't want to go do my job, which is like the thing I've been doing since I was like 10 years old. You know?
Right.
So like, don't go chasing waterfalls and be like, I need to
Preach.
be the best at this and I need to be like, do that for yourself, but don't do it for the gig because like I know a lot of people who play music as a hobby who don't give themselves any credit because they're not professional musicians. But it's like I wouldn't wish this life on anybody.
That's kind of why I like decided to get a full-time job too. I'm not saying that's the way to go, and there's like nothing against like doing that or not doing that or anything, but for me personally, like for my mental space, like having a day job I go to, which, you know, don't always love, obviously, makes like drumming after it and drumming on the weekends, like, yeah, it's still a job, but you don't think about it like that when you have another job. That's kind of what's like, I think it's been a good balance for me, at least right now so far. But the thing that does get tough is like when you're doing all that and like working during the day and then practicing and playing on weekends and you literally have like zero downtime, like that can, as much as you can power through it, like it gets to you. Like nobody can avoid that.
Burnout. The burnout is probably the number one. I think for some reason it's just something that artists tend to, maybe everybody deals with on some level. Like if you're striving for something, burnout can be a factor.
Yeah.
I saw this thing with Elliott Smith too, where he was talking about when he switched from having a day job to becoming a professional musician. He was like, one thing people don't talk about very often is that the things that you like to do in your free time, you could do them anytime. So you don't have this like intrinsic drive, like you're saying, where it's like, this isn't my 9 to 5, so it feels better. But if the gig, like if the art becomes your 9 to 5 in a way, you have less, it's harder to keep it a hobby, as I've been saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to maintain love for it. Exactly. And it's like, that's also another tough thing is like, you can do it for 2 months consistently, but can you do it for 10 years consistently? Like that's tough.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool, like you're saying, like with a day job, like you kind of have the flexibility to kind of like tune out and be like, okay, well, I messed this up at work, but like it's not my life.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know?
There's other stuff. Yeah.
If I mess up at a gig, I'm like, my life is over.
And the people will tell you that too.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're like, I'm
There's
going to
sharks
crumple
out
you.
there. Yeah.
Now, to wrap it all up, why do we do this? Why do humans make art?
Why do humans make art? I was supposed to think about this question.
The gorilla mind.
And you know what? I didn't.
The gorilla mind set.
Why do
in.
humans make art?
And you don't have to answer.
I think
I'm not holding you at gunpoint in Austin Crothersville, brother.
Why do
Protect the
humans
Second
make
Amendment.
art? That's such a big question. I know it's hard to speak for other people. I mean, I know why
Why does
I make
Cam
art.
make art?
Why do,
That's
I
the
can't
question.
speak for other people, but I know like personally, like it just feels like I just have like I don't know, I just have like a drive to make things like constantly. Like if I don't make something in a week, whether it be like playing a show, making a stupid video about something, or like cooking. I love cooking. Like I have to be like making things, or I feel like I haven't gotten anything done. I don't know. It's just like a weird.
You're a creative.
It's a weird like
I love your content.
fulfillment thing. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you got
Content that
banger
you make,
videos.
It always comes out of left field. Like I'm never ready for what I'm about to watch.
Dude, I just film and kind of like I just try and give it 150% and film and hope that somebody does something stupid in the crowd that I can zone in on and
Yeah, dude.
turn into something.
And
I
just
don't know.
piece the ideas together.
But yeah, like I think you just kind of have it. Not everybody feels that way, but I feel like creators just got to create, just got to make stuff.
Man
I
is
know.
made in the image of God, and God created the universe.
Yeah, dude.
Brothers in Crothersville, it's been one hell of a pod. Hey, chat, thanks for tuning in.
Chat, let's go get some mint juleps.
Hey,
The Kentucky Derby
we're playing the Kentucky Derby tonight.
tonight in
And-
Louisville.
We're not taking nay for an answer.
We're not taking nay for an answer. And this is going to be late, but you could use this next year. I'd say put all your money on Hoof Hearted, okay?
You heard it here first.
Double or nothing.
Hey.